Reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. Every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
Risk must be taken for the greatest. Hazard in life is to risk nothing.
Take the biggest fucking risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
I think that most people, the reason that they lack success in their life is that they lack the courage to make the decisions that need to be made to put them in the position that they want to be in.
You can get so scared, and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking in your 20s in particular, dead fucking wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big.
All right. Welcome to another live stream. Today we're going to be talking about Richard Hart. He speaks, he tweets. He speaks, he tweets, he scores. We're going to be talking about the PulseChain.com updates. Talk about that 10,000x hint I think that he was tweeting about. But don't always remember, guys, show the support. How can you do that? Post notifications, pounding the like button, subscribing, retweeting, right? Liking it on Twitter. Follow me on Kick. All three triple stream platforms right now. All three platforms from Kick, X, and YouTube. We're streaming this content right now. All right. So that's where you can show your support. And also, if you want to see an extra videos of me in live streams where they're exclusive to the members only, the link is in the description. $2.99 a month, the price of a Cambodian coffee. Get some extra content with me on a weekly basis. Help support the channel. Hey, you can't get a coffee for $2.99 in the States, but you go to Cambodia, all day long, you can drink that coffee for the price of $2.99. Now, also, don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor. I am for damn sure not a professional, all right? This is cryptocurrency, guys. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to crypto, because you could lose it all right? That being said, I want to shout out the sponsor of the R2R live streams and video content. Where are we here? Where we at? Right here. Go to visit DexFi.com, guys, /bonds. All right. Over on base, they've already paid. With an APR right now sitting at 74.27%, you can go over to base and experience that passive income in USDC. You go over there, you get your Ethereum, you mint your treasury bonds. All right, there's already been $1,965,758 of Ethereum that minted 7,635 of these bonds. Follow the money. And guess what? You get to kick back and relax while the DexFi treasury does the work and invest in these bonds. It gives you exposure to their passive income strategies that they use. On top of that, it's got that complete expert entry and exit timing, all on autopilot, and precision managed liquidity and range settings. In addition to that, guys, if you're not familiar with DexFi and the EMP team, right? You might have been sleeping all of 2025. A lot of us are on PulseChain and we're over here, but you're probably sleeping on EMP, which is going to be pretty much EMP is fusion now. I'll explain that real quick here. All right, so you might have been asleep on this one, and that's okay. It's been a minute. EMP has been around for a while. They were once upon a time a tomb fork, all right? But if you've been asleep behind the wheel since March when it was 11 cents, you've missed out on a clean 5x gains all the way to 56 cents. They're on a mission. What's that mission? Hit peg, all right? Here is their EMP Fusion DApp. Remember, I'm doing everything DeFi right now, guys. Everything DeFi I'm getting in. I think it's going to be on and popping with the bull market. So EMP Fusion is where people are on a mission to get EMP back to peg, but eliminating, right, the boardroom and people are buying their EMP and they're sacrificing it into EMP Fusion and getting these microgrid SAC points here, right? These SAC points, they got a microgrid value. They're burning the tokens to get a position here, which once they hit peg, they get a few things, ducks in a row, there's going to be an opportunity to have a DeFi DApp on Binance Smart Chain that's on and popping. You can see here, I got my SAC points. I got 116,759 SAC points. Microgrid value right now is $67,265. So if you've been asleep behind the wheel, go check out EMP. It's on Binance Smart Chain. With that, hey, that's a nice 5X right there, sitting from March, right? What are we, April, May, June, July, 4 months out, 5X. Anybody would take that across the board the way the markets have been up until recently. It's barely getting juicy. So go check out, guys. Links in the description, DexFi.com/bonds. Let's get into the live stream. All right, let's get into it. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat. Fox Mulder, what up, what up, what up? This time has come, HEX to the sun. I like that. LFG, Van reposted. Van's always supporting, reposting that on Twitter. Show the support. Show the support. Support the channel. Just a like button. Or you get a little bit extra time with me, $2.99 a month, price for coffee. I hope I'm worth it. I'm the color of coffee. Well, it depends on how you like your coffee, but I'm like a roasted, with a little bit of creamer, not too much, because then you get a little vanilla. I'm still like caramelized. You got to put a little bit of creamer in that coffee. That's me right there. $2.99 a month. Check me out. You still in Spark Swap? That token has been straight. Boop. The Spark Swap that I got into, the Sparkler, can't get out. But I think there's something that is going to be handed out for that. You got to go into the chat and ask about if there's any type of like, hey, are they going to do something? Because I was in Detonator and I got an airdrop in microgrid SAC points, right? For that being sunsetted. So go in there and check it out and find out. But Fusion is prepping, right? This chart right here doesn't lie that the community, look at that, is getting excited, getting ready for Fusion. And when the bull market happens, man, everything that kind of died off and just went down with the market comes back up. And that community is strong over there for a long time. So community is everything. EMP, DexFi guys, all them people on Binance Smart Chain, they got that unlocked. All right. Let's see. A regular crypto investor reposted this stream. I love it, brother. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for showing the support. That's how you do it. Brit VR, yo. What up, what up, what up? So we got a tweet from Richard Hart. Let's look at the tweet, right? I'm not kidding. This is how much I check crypto. I saw this update like when it went live, all right? And I go, what? This something looks nice about this. What's going on here? And like a minute later, not even a minute later, seconds after I noticed it, this tweet from Richard Hart drops. PulseChain.com got updated. Some text up top, pretty pictures, and more links to Liberty Swap, cross-chain swap down below. So there he is, shilling Liberty Swap again. So that's the whole buzz going on. Like Liberty Swap is out there saying a whole lot of things to create speculation, buzz. It's getting crazy. People are diving deep into, Liberty Swap's direct connection with Richard Hart, which they're looking at as being tied in with the P copies, especially the PDI, PRAP Bitcoin, and even Teddy Bear was listed, which is Maria Tropa. So that's getting it's getting interesting because we had Richard FUD PDI, we had him FUD a Tropa too, Maria, and then it's just like dead quiet. Community took a hit, took a black eye, they recovered from it. And then now it's all up and to the right. Right? So I don't know. Rumors of a Binance listing for PulseChain assets. Yeah, I've been hearing that rumor. I've seen the rumor debunked, resurfaced, debunked, resurfaced, debunked, resurfaced several times. But let's look at the update. Just a few little pretty photos, in the background. Way more appealing than what it looked like prior to that. Way better looking, right? And UI matters. The UI matters. I mean, it looks more futuristic. It's going to get you linked up with internet money, MetaMask, Brave Wallet. They don't got Rabbit Wallet, but you one click away from being a user that comes to PulseChain.com and going, boom, I got it all right here. Where I buy my Pulse, where I need to go to directly on-ramp from a bank account, from other blockchains now, with Liberty Swap, all that's there, right? And then trade it on PulseX. And then ready to start using PulseChain. This is a perfect, easy, put together, not too much, looks pretty, got every link you need, got the charts, very organized and done well. Simple. That's what users need. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Want to start from my bank account? OX Coast. Ramp now. Bam. Here I am. I'm on ETH. How do I bridge over? Bam. I'm on Solana. Whatever it may be. How do I bridge over? Boom. Here. And it just gets you hooked up to wallets, to everything that you're going to need. And you get to pick your option, right? You know, Brave Wallet, MetaMask, internet money. Click, see more details. And it looks beautiful. That's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need too much. You don't need too much. And I know that from being in sales, right? Being in sales, like a lot of people would be like, and this would come from the worst salespeople. We need a better website. And like, I sell enough, triple what you sell. Not worried about the website. It needs to just be simple and easy. That's all you need. Pretty is good too, and it looks pretty. So key thing here, that he has a driving interest in marketing at this point. It wasn't there before. I don't know if because of the SEC. You know, it was kind of just letting the community build, update. You know, we relied on GoPost, whatever it was. That we don't even want to talk about them, but you know what it is. PTGC Maxi. Richard loves Liberty Swap. Liberty loves PDI and PRAP, Bitcoin and Bear. Right? He's got to be. I mean, it's not like he doesn't know. They tweet about it freaking how many times a day, hinting about PDI, this narrative, that narrative, and he's directly shilling them. A lot of maxis would be like, well, he added this, and yeah, like, hey, there's got to be something. If you really can't think of anything, you're not big and with your imagination. You don't think outside the box, and that's okay. Keep your core tokens. That's fine. But if you're somebody who just like doesn't get past you, right? Then you'll notice like, okay, something's not right. Something's right but not right, but it adds up to further speculation and more hype, which we need. We need more and more and more of that, right? Let's go. Yeah, dog. Let's go. All right. Let's take a look into rh.com. All right, what they call the PulseChain PulseX Treasury Tracker. Right now, up 0.32%. Not even up 0.5%. The damn thing's up $2 million. All right, valued at $630 million right now plus, and that's with the current price of ETH being $3,785. It's like literally what, $11 more than the DCA entry price from Richard Hart, and we see a $4,000, $5,000 ETH. We're gonna be just looking like that's a lot of money. Can you imagine if ETH did hit like a $6,000 all-time high, and we have this millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in this wallet that people are going to be looking at like any minute now, any minute. They even see $1 move in bridge over, everyone's going to start buying. It's going to be like, it's going to be a real crowded day, congestion on the blockchain. Let's see. Wrecked. Let's go. Off topic. Interested to see the 3-hour podcast Brian Armstrong did on the Sean Ryan show. I didn't hear about it. I'll check it out. But let's go take a look at the tweet of the day. Right? Something where this tweet right here got to me. And it's like any of your positions in the core tokens that you've sold and moved on to other opportunities to leverage the system, in PulseChain, like you might want to swap back. So let's read it. So crypto, what are you going to do when the mass marketing starts ripping faces off? People are going to hear about PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX and pump tires directly before they hear about anything else. They're going to hold something in their hands that works great and it is impressive, something they're not going to throw away. HEX did a 10,000x in price the first time, while being murdered with a deck of millions in fees to ETH. Now PulseChain exists, and when Pulse goes up, HEX goes up. So I want you to understand the 10,000x that happened from the birth of HEX back in December of 2019. Low liquidity environment, right? Market caps across the board were tiny. So low liquidity, much lower market caps across the board. Uniswap was brand new. DeFi barely started popping off. And this was like my first like real DeFi, hands-on, trustless yield, the right way, true DeFi experience, okay? He threw something in there interesting, which shows you the importance of like the entirety of PulseChain has always been directly involving, it was built for HEX since the gas fees on Ethereum were so crazy, right? So, initially he's like, I need to build something that's going to be gas efficient for my baby. That's EHEX. He's talking about EHEX. Don't forget, it's not PHEX, it's HEX. EHEX did the 10,000x. Now, if you reflect back and you remember that experience, big payday, all the things that happened, all the speculation, all the excitement, all the way to the 10,000, they could have sold it on a double, 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 and go on. What he says right here, now PulseChain exists. When Pulse goes up, HEX goes up. If he's referring to, and if you want to look back even on PulseChain, what happened, and the reason HEX could do such high numbers is what we saw, a prime example, right? Because HEX did its 10,000x and it went up with the rest of the market caps and Ethereum going up, what was it? Maybe $100 back then, 200. And it rode that wave. PTGC, a prime example that was heavily bonded as far as liquidity with PDI, rode the coattails and rode that wave of PDI success and did many X's, like a true leverage on the ecosystem, right? Plus PDI. So it's a leverage on the ecosystem plus PDI because of how it's bonded. So it got multiple X's. Imagine HEX riding the PulseChain wave and PulseChain does a 10,000x. That's where you're going to cover a basis of between where it becomes possible for even EHEX to reach all-time highs, which sounds ridiculous at this price. But it really isn't. It really isn't that ridiculous, considering it could ride that wave of being heavily bonded to Pulse, right? And even reaching a parity with HEX. I still believe in a parity between EHEX and PHEX. Richard has said it on camera. I don't want cheap HEX anywhere. It doesn't make sense to have two different prices either. We'll see if that happens. That's magic in the making to yet to happen. Now PulseChain exists, and when Pulse goes up, HEX goes up. Pulse, PulseX, HEX, pump, tires, they all reinforce each other. Coin burning everywhere you look. It's amazing. Dry powder ready to explode. The weak hand shaking out violently. Amazing designs and reliability with years of track records. The match is nearly struck, but be ready for greatness, and haters, you might as well get your memes ready because you're going to be very butthurt. Season's greetings, okay? A lot of people looked at this tweet and go like, we're going to go to the moon like now. I felt, and from what I'm hearing out there from sources that have way bigger, more accurate capabilities of reading charts and hitting targets than I do, they inspire my speculation and my beliefs. And the local top, hitting on ETH yesterday, and then Richard Hart tweeting yesterday. So the time frame for me is kind of like goes as follows. So I want to talk about this here, or members only. Let's put it this way: season's greeting, the meme, right? Let's bring this up. Let's blow this up. Maybe, as I speculate, and I'm not going to throw too much off out there. I'll go more detail with my members to have respect to them, to give them that alpha. Is maybe the time frame is during a holiday season, which would be Christmas. Do you remember Richard Hart called the Bitcoin Christmas top when Bitcoin hit all-time high? Are we revisiting the cycle that we were at in previous years and previous cycles where Bitcoin topped out during the month of December? And then we go into a bear market 2026. Season's greetings, though, because the season's greetings is talking about the holiday. It looks like Christmas time. There's snow and all that. So maybe from this point on, we're talking August, September, October, November. It's only 4 months, right? For things to happen and take place. And, get ready. It's not like he posted this and, oh, you only got a day or a week, right? You never know. It could happen. But I think ETH, if it does hit an all-time high, it'll happen towards the end of the year, right? If and when it does happen. Let's go to the chat. Hold on. That pick is wild. When Dragon X live stream, brother? In the next day or so. I got to piece that together. So Titan X content is going to come gradually with the live stream. So in a day or two, it's going to be an exclusive Dragon X live stream. To answer your question. PulseChain is running smoother lately. Yeah. What's up, Thomas? You still earning ink from Hart's Law website? Just claim some ink. No, I'm not. When the ink emissions happened, that was the time that was like, you got to dip out. But yeah, man, after the ink emissions cut out, that was like a dagger. What do you think about the picture? I think the picture is just straight meme. I saw some speculation out there about the picture and this and that, and I'm not going to get into it. But I think the season's greetings is labeling a time frame that could be the market topping out and everything hitting its greatest numbers as it possibly will this cycle during the holidays. November to December seems like a solid time frame too, and it would technically be the 6-year, would it be 6-year anniversary of HEX this December? Yeah, it would be. I think I earned about 8% of ink. Not too shabby. Damn, bro. $5 HEX. I mean, if this P-Dye narrative that people speak about there turns out being true, yeah, $5. Check the Titan X protocols. There are 2 holders list. Many holders are now PulseChain bridge. Large numbers on all Titan X coins on top of PulseX, P-Dye, HEX, and more. Interesting. SACAT to 1 million market cap. Let's go. So yeah, I do think it's interesting, this Pulse. He brings up the 10,000X, right? He talks about PulseChain basically is going to be the reason of the next run for HEX, right? Hart's Law. They're going to go up together. Pump tires, all the burning that's happening, all the coins that are burning between Pulse and PulseX. Dry powder ready to explode. The dry powder ready to explode. Well, what else would you be talking about? The dry powder ready to explode. That's the SAC funds. I'm sorry, but I couldn't even speculate. I believe, right? I'm not a financial advisor for damn sure, not a professional. I'm 100% convinced, for me personally, that the SAC funds ready to explode, or the dry powder ready to explode, is the SAC funds, right? Because if you're in PulseChain, you've been in PulseChain this long, bro, like you ain't got much dry powder. You've been DCing all the way down. A lot of us don't, and a lot do. So I don't speak for anybody, but the dry powder. All right, let's go back to that tweet. I'm breaking this down. So we've broken it down to time frame holidays. I'd say between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Boom. That's like a holiday right there. All right. That's my speculation. Dry powder ready to explode. Meaning the dry powder, the SAC funds, ready to go up and be worth a lot more money. That's a hint right there. That's what I feel that way. Tell me if you think he's talking about everybody else. I don't know. Dry powder. Yeah, right, bro? Like, okay. So, I mean, imagine that dry powder being over $1 billion. Whew. All right. The weekend shaken out violently. Amazing designs and reliability with the years of track record. The match is nearly struck. Let's go back to this tweet here. Okay. And I thought it was like a troll, but I don't know. Great news. I've heard the first container is full of 200,000 free electronic device donations. And she hit the water in a few days. Should arrive in 3 weeks to the port. So the 3 weeks it's going to take for this little marketing stunt, whether it's true or he's trolling or whatever it may be, maybe it's a symbolic message. I don't know. But 3 weeks, okay, to hit the port. So I'm like, at least I got 3 weeks, bro. I got 3 weeks because this is going to be the big marketing push. I think is going to go out to about 200,000 probably individuals. It's going to have marketing behind PulseChain. Okay, but that leaves us a little time on the clock. That's how I feel. A little time on the clock for that to get out, shipped out, however it's going to be done, if it's even true. Okay, I don't know if that's true or if he's saying 3 weeks and things are going to start to pop off across the board, or if these are really going out. But 3 weeks gives me like, okay, I got to get my stuff together, bro. I got to start anything I have over here. Take it for a profit, hopefully not a loss, but bring it back home to daddy. Okay. Maybe this is really happening and it's going to hit the ports and then get shipped out. Then it's got to settle in. It's got to market. But I really feel that we're in the cycle that potentially is the holidays going to be on and popping for crypto is what I feel like he's predicting here. Just in that tweet, I'm breaking down the tweet here. The season's greetings, right? This ain't talking about Labor Day coming up. This isn't talking about Halloween. Hell, this ain't even a Thanksgiving card. This is about Christmas. So we're like Black Friday to the end of the year right here, where hands shaking out violently. So there could be another shakeout. I believe another shakeout. I just think there could be another shakeout across the markets. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw one. All right. So there's always something that's on the cards. Just know that he's such a damn smart person. He's hinting out a lot of things here. We're in triple overtime, man. Hold the ball and let the clock run out if there's still time. Do you see how focused Liberty Swap talks about Pete and Bear? Bear is half in half its images. Yeah. Green candles will come before the marketing. Yeah, this is also so it's like the moment we've all been waiting for. All we got to do is let the time run out. Just the clock, hold the ball there, hold your position. Yeah, there probably is going to be another shakeout when Powell doesn't cut rates in 2 days, and that's going to be heading into August, which I'm hearing is going to be another rough patch coming. I'm hearing, I'm believing another rough patch is coming in the markets. Is the people that I follow and believe that this is going to happen being triggered or seeing something on the chart that's going to reflect Powell's decision? Absolutely, that could be why. All right. But I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I'll be absolutely so damn grateful for another opportunity with some violent shakeouts to buy the dip, understanding that we're on a clear path to, per what Richard Hart is hinting, success is down the road, it's around the corner. That dry powder. Like, these are the things we've been needing from him to gain our conviction back and our confidence and just even being excited. All right. Let's see, though. SEC gone, ETH rising, SAC bag rising, marketing push, Liberty Swap, all systems go. You hit it right on the dot, man. It's just who's going to gatekeep them now? It's going to be after 6 years, going on 6 years, even all the centralized exchanges are going to be like, you can't beat them, join them. That happens to everything. You got to understand, companies, when they get a little bit of heat from another company that's up in the rise, competing with them, it's can't beat them, join them. Let's try and buy them out. Let's not lose market share to these guys. Let's offer them to buy them out so we can still dominate, right? And every business, every company, corporate company, small business, from the large business, big bank take little bank, right? And when you get in a position where you're a centralized exchange and you have PulseChain, the only founder to ever beat the SEC in court with the largest ETH reserve compared to like even Coinbase, you're in a position where if you don't play your cards right, you're giving up a lot of potential money, millions of dollars in fees they could collect, listing PulseChain assets to be tradable on their platforms. And when it comes to making money, they don't pass on it. And there's no excuse. You can't beat them, join them. Yep, sound correct. Around holiday season, everyone will look back on this tweet and greetings card. Right? All right, I'll give you an exclusive prediction that's probably wrong about the devices he's sending. Yeah, I don't know if I believe the devices are even really happening, you know? RH is back. On the news site there's a guy holding a small device in his hand displaying a light image a few feet above. Something from sci-fi movie. Would be cool if that was what it was. Interesting. Shakeout. I've been numb for years. Bring it. Maybe PulseChain won't need a major centralized exchange. Stop sucking middleman D. It's go time. Yeah, well, we've never had Richard Hart suck middleman D. He's not reaching out to them, but they will come and suck his D. They're going to slob on that knob like corn on a cob because they want that money. They have no excuses left. Nothing left in the pipeline of excuses to throw out there to convince themselves that they should just leave that money on the back burner. Oh no. It's not the case anymore. Now you got, okay, well, HEX and 10,000X, SEC defeated, massive Ethereum reserve treasury. It's like, what else could be more bullish for them to have a token on there? What do you want, a Pepe? Another Pepe? Another fart coin? No, you can have one of the biggest ecosystems to ever go from 0 to 100 real quick, because right now it's dying for new users, it's dying for exposure. But now that it's been 2 years plus, they're barely starting the engine after defeating the SEC, after starting this marketing, after doing everything pretty much in an order of operation to now move forward. It's exciting. It's exciting. Let's see. Boom. I was reading the chat, sorry. What else do I need to look at? Let's go take a look at the price. A few things here. But yeah, I mean, I think August coming up soon is going to be rough. Strong possibility. Prepare for turbulence. Like, the ETH reserve rising along with the moon math that makes you pump assets on PulseChain assets will be great marketing this cycle. It is, man. It is. It really is. You know, this world is all about like flaunting your money. Right, I'm worth $1 billion, like Bill Gates and all these dudes. But like in the world, in terms of crypto, in the world of crypto, you got a huge treasury like that. Like Charles Hoskinson don't got that, You know, Andre over at Phantom doesn't have that. None of these guys have any of that. And not to say anything bad about them or any other blockchain, but nobody has as much narratives, as much controversy, or beat the SEC. Nobody has that. We have so many cards that Richard gets to play his hand with that nobody else even has that in the deck of cards to even be an option to draw out to play with. He has cards and hands to play that nobody else does. And you throw that in the mix of a true bull market happening where Ethereum takes off, bada bing, bada boom. What do we got? Well, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Right? The 2 years of whatever we've been going through, out of mind, out of sight once the green candles come. It's like it never happened. That's what happens. That's what happens, man. And then you can look back and reminisce. Yeah, remember, we were super wrecked and we went from wreck to rich, R to R. That's what I'm saying. That's so true. I'm glad I dumped all my Sonic for more PulseChain a few weeks ago. That airdrop, man. What happened there? What happened there? What are we looking at? 4 zeros and 39. HEX. It's my greatest purchase. And I'm still throwing it down for the OG web chef. Still DCing into the printers. I don't need anybody to tell me. I'm telling you, that's what I'm doing. Maria, too. Two-headed monster right there. You want to add a three-headed monster to this. Atropa, OG Web Chef, 3D Rect, and the PTGC guys are all in cahoots. There's some stuff brewing. What's going on with P-Dye? $1. Will it hit $1? That's the big thing. That airdrop was bullshit. Right, man? Like, who would have known? Yeah, I don't want to say anything bad. Well, I'm just going to say, like, it was not exciting, okay? The airdrop for me was more about, I'm in a position in Sonic, and this airdrop is going to be bullish, and people are going to be excited. And it blew up in the opposite direction, right? It's like the firework factories that blow up before they get all the shipments out for everybody for the 4th of July weekend. Everything blew up in the factory. Unexplainable, man. It's crypto. You can't ever have expectations, especially of the work of others. What else are we taking a look at? In PulseChain. We'll get to that Dragon X, Titan X videos in the next coming days. Atropa. Imagine Atropa hitting its target goal. You'll be kicking yourself in the you-know-what if you don't buy at 12 cents. The airdrop is like fumbling the ball at the 1 yard line. They had all the momentum and people excited. Their team lost and people got up and walked out the stadium. Man, that's a crazy analogy. How's ink looking? Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, this is, if you look at the chart, man, especially like mid-July, you got to always have at least 2 in the pink and 1 in the ink, bro. And 2 in the pink, I didn't try to be dirty. There's pink tokens on PulseChain, so that could be 2 in the pink would be Pulse and PulseX, and 1 in the ink. 2 in the pink and 1 in the ink. That's for sure. Incentive. I mean, I don't know if there's ever going to be an incentive to yield farm it for it ever again. Maybe there will, maybe there won't. But if you don't at least got 2 in the ink, or 2 in the pink and 1 in the ink, you might be fumbling a nice bag. But yet again, like, if all tides rise together, here's how I look at it. I think it's smarter to not be diversified. And Richard Hart has even said, and some smart people have said, diversification is stupid. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, you go into the ecosystem you love the most. If there is an ecosystem you can find, which like PulseChain has 4 core tokens, right? Pulse, PulseX, Inc., and HEX, which would be PulseX, but EHEX. The most wrecked out of the cores would have been PulseX due to the sacrifice. So at first I was like all in on that, right? Then I realized the most wrecked is EHEX, which EHEX is the baby of Richard Hart, home of the 10,000X, part of this big massive tweet. And what I've always been saying for the longest time, should reach a parity with PHEX. There should never be a cheaper hex of any version. They should be bonded, and I believe they will and shall be. Still speculate on that. So I would have my best bet, and as far as a core token, and not talking outside like with my OG and all my other speculative assets, as far as cores, all in on EHEX for me personally, which would eliminate my EHEX bag and consolidate all of those into EHEX, expecting more gains out of it. You may not share that same idea, and you might get a better bang for your buck potentially with just HEX, but you got to, pick your poison there, pick your option. I don't want to call poison because at this point, pick your firework before it blows off, right? Whichever one you're going to go with. When normies join PulseChain, they'll understand PulseX the most deflationary. Yes, and that's a key aspect that EHEX doesn't have, is it's deflationary. So like those two, neck and neck. PulseX wins because of the deflationary aspect, right? And it went so far below SAC price. So that is a good DCA for somebody. I'm here for the tech. I appreciate you, brother. The Prairie Banana, welcome, bro. Hit like and subscribe. And if you're new to PulseChain, welcome. Check him out on YouTube as well. If you want to learn more about PTGC and that ecosystem, he's been around in it for a long time. Even back when I got in the early days, and it's been a one hell of an experience, right? Digital money, Marcus, please, gas token. So, yeah, guys, I'm really speculated today. Threw a lot out there. Now, all they gotta do is keep live streaming, keep bringing people to PulseChain, keep educating. So it's important that as a supporter of PulseChain, a believer in PulseChain, somebody who wants PulseChain to succeed, to please go out there and share this content, smash the like button, drop a comment, retweet. You want to support my content, you want some weekly access to exclusive live streams and videos, links in the descriptions for the members only. $2.99 a month supports me on this journey for us to go to the top, right? And we want everybody to be supported that's talking about PulseChain every day, so that we can go out there and show the world we got all this dry powder, like Richard said in that tweet, ready to explode to support the ecosystem that we love so much. I'll be on the next couple of days in a live stream, maybe tomorrow, the next day. Don't forget to pound that like button. Till next time, yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, on to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG Prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fix is ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain, but I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi